I would like to give you an introduction to the surface tools that are available in Cinema 4D. I'm going to create a cube, and what I'm going to do is make this cube editable. And I can do that by even clicking on the Make Editable icon on the left-hand side of the interface or hitting my C key. I'm going to hit the icon, and you see something happens. First, I'm going to undo this. You see right now in our Objects Manager, we have the object cube, and we have a three-dimensional type of cube here. When I hit the Make Editable button, you see now it turns to a polygon icon. And also the attributes change in the Attributes Manager. You see now this is called a polygon object. It's still the shape of a cube, but now it's a polygon object, meaning it's ready to be edited either by moving around the selected polygon faces, polygon edges, or polygon points. Okay. So let's talk about this briefly, the different types of surface tools that we have. First, I'm going to go to my Polygon tool, and you see now with the Polygon tool we can select faces, and I can scale this face down just to give you a quick example. Okay. I can also move this face, so you see that our transformation tools work just like we're working with a grouped object or an object that's not been edited, but we can maneuver it around with the transformation tools. Okay. We can also select a number of faces at one time. So I can click on this face here, hold down my shift key, and select the surrounding faces. And if I want to move these across like that, I can. You see the more faces that you select, you're pretty much selecting most of the entire object. So pretty much when you're using the transformation tools, the whole object will be affected. Let's go next into the edge tool. And you see the edges, I can grab an edge, I can stretch it out, I can scale an edge to make it longer or shorter. Okay. And you notice that still working with this cube here, I'm still altering the shape of the cube. So we haven't added any new geometry in, but we're still making a three-dimensional model, and we're making an edited model that we're playing around with different parts of the cube itself to make some type of 3D shape. Okay. And again, I can move this around, and if I want to select a number of different types of edges, I can by just holding down my shift key. Okay. And I'm going to select this back one here, and then I can move both of these up. Okay, you see if two or more edges are actually selected that parallel each other, the whole polygon face moves in that direction or scales in that direction. So that's just a quick note to remember. And finally, I'm going to go to my points tool, and the points tool, you can select a number of different points and move the points around. So you see that edges gives you a little bit more control over the detail, and points give you exact or more advanced control over the detail, because I can go into the exact point and move it across. Okay. When we talk about these sections in more detail, you'll see when to use these different types of modeling techniques when you're working with detail. Okay, so I can scale this up, move this back. Okay. You can't really scale points, okay, because they all stay the same. You can rotate a point, but it all stays the same. So things like scale and rotation doesn't work with points. Now if I go back to my edges and rotate it, you see it actually rotates the model around. Okay. So just to recap that in your points tool, only your move tool will work in the transformation tool set. Everything else pretty much won't work because a point is just one point or one dot in a three-dimensional space. So we have a quick overview of the different types of surface tools, and what's going to happen next, we're going to go into each one of these surface tools in great detail and show you how to add in more geometry to create more complex models.